Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 28, I think it's 28, of Bardic Quest, the show where a group of British trained actors tell fantastical improvised stories through the medium of Dungeons and Dragons. Just a reminder, of course, if you have been following along with the show and you're listening on podcast, then do leave us a rating and review on your podcatcher of choice. And if watching on YouTube, do give us a nice thumbs up and subscribe, of course, because that really helps us to appease those algorithm gods that hold our fate in their hands. So, without further ado, let's get into this week's episode of Bardic Quest. Last time, after having defeated the gruesome eye monster from within the depths of the Redbrand hideout, our heroes went venturing further into the belly of the beast and stumbled upon a wizard's workshop, which they suspected belonged to the man they were hunting, one Glasstaff. And upon suspicion that the rat in the room with them might not have been the rat that it appeared to be, Sergei decided to attempt to kill the thing, after which the creature quickly disappeared, phasing out of existence, and the realization set in that the group perhaps had stumbled on Glasstaff's quarters, shall we say. They burst through into the next room to find that Glasstaff was presumably aware that they were coming and had fled the situation, and trying to chase him down, they travelled through much of the hideout to see if they could catch up with him, and eventually ventured into some form of cellar with a cistern of water, and no sign of Glasstaff. But there was a doorway from which Sergei and Johann could hear mutterings and mumblings, and so they ventured not particularly quietly towards the door, making plenty of noise and arguing about how they were going to deal with those within. And following this, Saga, in her frustration, barged them out of the way and burst through the doorway to reveal a group of Redbrand Ruffians, which is, of course, where we are going to pick up in the midst of the excitement. So, I guess the best place to start, guys, is let's roll some initiative.
Ooh! Can I get a surprise round since I barged in?
Unfortunately not, because Johann and Sergei had made so much noise from without that the surprise round, I'm afraid, the opportunity for that was lost. But I appreciate the sentiment.
It's always good to gripe to the DM. I think I did a lot of griping to the DM last session.
14.
So together, sneak back and please, sir,
everyone gets one episode. Yeah.
I never really begrudge griping to the DM. I feel as though it's most of the time quite warranted.
If we were around the table, you know I'd have cake and like biscuits to like palm off on you. So.
just to settle into your guilt.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, give me 1 second, guys. All right. So, do you guys want to roll initiative for me then, please?
None.
All right. What are we at? What are we on initiative-wise?
16.
16 for Saga.
10.
Oh, hang on. 1 second.
Right.
16 for Saga. 10 for Thorik.
Yep, his heart's not really in it.
And what was yours, Johann?
6.
Say again.
6. I'm just going to be in the middle of a double take.
Right, yeah.
I was 14.
14
in the midst
for
of it.
Sergei. All right. Okie doke. So, oh, no, 14, not 114. That would be very swift of you.
Super quick.
Okay. All right. So, Saga, you're very much in the doorway, basically, here. As you're looking in, there's a room full of crates and things, and there are 3 ruffians within. So you're basically in the doorway. 2 of the ruffians are going to go first. Okay? So, the first ruffian, who is about 10 feet away from you, he's going to run... his weapon is drawn. They heard you come in. So, he is going to charge into the doorway, very much into the doorway, to try and block off your entry. And he's going to engage with you and very much strike at you with his short sword. And that's going to be... Ooh, that's 20 against your AC. Dirty 20, but 20 even so. So I'm guessing that's going to hit, right?
Yep, that hits.
Okie doke. So that's then going to be... that's going to be 3 piercing damage to you. As he just
3.
stabs straight at you and kind of nicks your side. Yep, 3. And then he's gonna take another swing at you after having struck true. He's gonna take another shot. But that time is only going to be 9 against your armor class. So I'm guessing you're gonna see that second strike coming and just deftly step aside. However, one of the other Redbrands, he's right behind him. He kind of steps right behind his mate. He can't quite reach because of the space into the door. So he's just going to defend. He's just going to get into a defensive stance, ready to take on any attacks that might come. Okay. So then that leads us to Saga. You're actually up next.
Okay. Well, the one who just attacked me, I want to attack him straight away.
Okay.
With my greatsword.
Okay.
That is 12 to hit.
12, unfortunately, is not going to hit. He's wearing some studded leather armor, and that's not quite enough to penetrate, unfortunately.
Okay. What can I use as... Are they both in melee range?
No, the other guy is it's only a 5-foot wide kind of nook into the room, so they can only stand sort of single file. So you've literally got the one guy engaged with you, and then there's a guy right behind him. So if he falls, this guy's ready to step in and take you out. But unfortunately, it's a bit bottlenecked right now.
I'll stay put until my next turn then.
Okay, all right. Which means then that Sergei, you're up next. So you're currently behind Saga. So you're in a similar situation to what the Ruffians are in that you've basically got a set of crates to if you're facing the door to your right, and then you've just got the 5-foot doorway, which Saga is stood right in front of, and then to your left you've got the cistern with all of the water. So basically you can either you can't really get into the room, you can't really get a good angle here. So I don't know what you want to do. What do you fancy?
All right. Well, I was just trying to be nice and everything, but I suppose we're going the dirty way. Is there any way I can get to the one that Saga's fighting?
It's a bit difficult because you've got between you and him, you've got Saga, and then he's in a little nook just before it gets into the room proper.
Can I go beneath Saga's legs?
I mean, you could certainly give it a go.
Just start poking at his feet.
Yeah. Do you want to, as in sliding under her legs and then attacking, or as in actually just attacking through Saga's legs?
Let's go for the slide. You've got to go for the slide.
All right, let's see if we can do some tactical manoeuvring here. All right, let's go for an acrobatics check though. Then first of all, to see if you can slide underneath and then stand up in front of Saga.
Acrobatics, 13. My +1.
13. All right. All right. Yeah. So you slide through. You slide under the legs. And you kind of step up, so almost forcing Saga to take a bit of a step back. And kind of swapping positions with her. So now you're face to face with this one Redbrand. What would you like to do? You're going to stab at him?
Yeah, with my rapier. Let's go for it.
All right, go for it.
Oh dear, that's a 10.
He unfortunately parries your stab at him. Your slide under the legs didn't quite take him by the surprise that I think you'd hoped. So he just counters you with a parry.
Good morning, sir.
Anything else you'd like to do, or is that you done?
I'm assuming my move was to slide, action to attack.
Yeah, I think we'll use the move as the slide. Yeah, 'cause it's a bit more.
Could I use my bonus action to swing a dagger with 2-weapon fighting?
I think so. I'm gonna have to refresh myself on 2-weapon fighting.
Yeah, anyone can do that. If you
Yeah,
take the fight, it's a fighter and a few other people. If you take a particular fighting style, it means you add your modifier. But anyone can do 2-weapon fighting as long as both weapons are light.
I just can't remember. Is that a bonus action or is that just
It's a bonus
part
action.
Of an action?
If you have another, if you have a light weapon in your offhand, like a dagger or short
Yeah.
sword, I think off the top of my head, then you.
Oh
can,
yes, it is. Yeah.
But you don't add your modifier to the damage.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I've just looked it up. Yeah. Bonus action. So yeah, go for it.
Here we go. Oh, nat 20.
Oh, boom.
Okay.
Cut these balls off!
Kill him!
Stabby dagger time.
So that'll be full damage, right?
Yeah, so it's with a dagger, so it's a D4, but I'm not adding the dex, is that right?
Yes, that'd be right. Yeah.
Cool. So if I roll D4, 3.
3. I'm having a bit of a blank here, Isaac. You can probably help me on this. Critical hits. Is it full dice damage or 2 dice damage?
It depends upon you. So either
I'm getting my additions confused again, which happens all the time.
Either you roll twice, or I know some people do max and then plus a roll. It's up to you.
So I've just looked up the rules again. So it's you get to roll the dice twice for your damage. James, please.
Okay, cool. So first one, it was a 3. Second one will be a 4. So 7 overall.
Nice.
4 damage. Oh, sorry, 7 damage total.
7 damage. Yeah.
All right, nice. Okay. All right. Nice, nicely done. So you slid through her legs, made her step back a little, stabbed with the rapier, and he's just parried it, but just left himself wide open for you to slice at his torso with your dagger, which you managed to hit very, very well, doing a fair bit of damage to him. He's looking a little bit beaten up and very surprised at that sneaky strike you managed to get in there. Nicely done. So Thorik, from where you were, as far as I can recall, you were a fair bit further away from the rest of them as they were going up to the door, leaning up against the wall, sulking a little bit.
In the middle of the room having a paddy about
Yes.
things going.
So as of right now, I've got you kind of near the cistern, probably about 20 or so feet away from the rest of them. You can basically see Saga, Johann, Sergei basically clambering to get into this doorway, and these Redbrands kind of doing the same from the other side. So is there anything that you'd like to do? You're not really going to be able to get to the door from where you are, that's for sure.
So there's definitely...
Oh, sorry.
I was just going to say, so there's definitely no way to kind of like get into combat where we are because of the situation with everything.
Yeah, certainly not in close combat. It's just too
That's all right.
crowded. It's all bottlenecked. From where you are.
Well, in which case, can I get behind? Can I get like up as close to Saga as possible and use the help action? So, thinking that like if there's anything kind of like trying to come past her guard, I'm just there basically like batting it away to try and like. I mean, mechanically that will gives her advantage on her attack. Yeah, so I'll give her advantage on her attack. Basically, just kind of like trying to make out that I'm just looking for any opening to sort of increase her guard, so she's got the mobility to attack. I don't know. There's very little else I could do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you could. I think you could do that. Yeah. It would require a little bit of Johann giving up perhaps a little bit of position because of how things are in terms of.
If it's not possible because of where people are, then that's absolutely fine.
I think it's possible so long as Johann's basically willing to allow you to. Yeah, if Johann's willing to sidestep and give up,
I shove him
and give up his position, I think I'd allow that. All right, so are you happy with that, Johann?
Rude.
Loud.
All right, so yeah, so we're going to give a help to Saga then, in that case. So, ooh. Saga, if you can get back into position, now that Sergei's stolen your position, there's going to be a lot of navigating around each other on this.
Over Sergei.
Yeah. Then I think you'll have advantage on your next attack against this ruffian in the doorway as of right now. Because nobody wants to be giving up position, it seems, which is going to be very fun. All right. Great. So, Johann, Thorik's just barged past you to give some help to Saga. So you're now at the back of the proverbial queue, so you're about 15-20 feet away from this doorway which the Redbrand is in, and there's literally just a queue of you guys just trying to get into this doorway. Anything you'd like to do?
How high is the ceiling?
Oh, the ceiling for this one is about 20 feet high. It's quite a big room because you've got if you remember, you've got that staircase leading up to that door at the top of the room. So it's basically like a 2-story room.
Right. Okay, so like there's no. So the ceiling is high enough. I think I might follow in Sergei's example, but instead of going under, I feel like I can try going over.
Okay. How are you?
I will. Parkour! I'll parkour up the wall onto Thorik's shoulders, and then sort of.
There it is. I was waiting for.
Up and a skip. Up and a skip over shoulders, and then stabby dive.
All right. Let's go for an acrobatics check then, please.
Acrobatics check underway. That would be 22.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
So you definitely run up the wall, leap off of crates onto the shoulders of Thorik, hopping between crates and shoulders, leap down just in front of Sergei and try and plunge your rapier or dagger?
Rapier.
Your rapier into this Redbrand in the doorway, pushing the whole queue of you guys just back.
Just the most
tussling
British
with
thing
each other.
ever. We're queuing up to fight.
I know.
So British.
Excuse me. Sorry, 1 second. Sorry, apologies.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Excuse me. Sorry, mate.
Sorry about that. I'm not treading on heads, only on shoulders. Armoured shoulders.
All right.
And I roll to strike.
Yep.
That will be 24.
24. That's definitely going to be a nice hit.
Indeed. Then.
What was your modifier to that attack roll?
+5.
Oh, so, wow. Okay, that's a nice modifier. All right, yeah, go for it.
Thanks, buddy. And D8 +3, and I rolled an 8 +3, so that's 11.
Okay, how are you finishing him?
Woo!
This will be, you know how matadors kill bulls in bullfights? It will be straight through the center of his forehead.
Oh,
Inject
ouch.
and out. Then
And flick all the blood off. Nice.
That was
Okay.
incredibly disturbing, Johann. Also, where did you come from?
back.
It gives a begrudging, like, little flat.
Okay, so you've pretty much done your move and your attack. I don't suppose you have a bonus action at all that you want to take advantage of?
Slowly turn head towards another Redbrand.
Yeah, he's about 5 feet away from you at this point.
Oh, bonus action! Saga! Weapon fighting. I believe. Is that possible? If he's 5 feet away? Can I?
So there's a 5 feet gap, so he's not within your reach.
Ah, fair enough.
There's a
Then
5 feet gap between you, sorry.
menacing stare it will have to be then. Fun? What's that? I hear a call in the dark.
All right. So you're just going to stare this Redbrand down after having killed his friend.
Slowly. Like that.
Nice.
Bit like
All
that.
right. So we now have this other Redbrand that's yet to move. He's kind of in the corner, in amongst all of the barrels. He just he picks up a small box, and he just, having nothing else that he can do really because of not being able to get to the doorway, he just tries and hurls this box at you, Johann. in almost a sense of desperation, but just completely misjudges the weight of the box, and it just kind of lands almost at his feet. It's a little bit didn't fly quite as well as he had anticipated, and that's going to be the top of the round. So that brings us then to the Redbrand, which you just stared down, Johann. He's going to close that gap, and he's just going to swing at you hell for leather, wanting to avenge his colleague. Ooh! That was a nat 20.
Oh.
Bye, Johann.
That was a nat 20.
Savage.
So that's going to be 10 piercing damage against you, sir.
I know. And,
You're all right though. You've got plenty of HP. You're fine.
yeah, I'll be fine for now. But so
Just don't get hit like that again. However, he does actually have multi-attack, so he's actually going to strike at you a second time. And this time it's going to be 12 against your AC, which I think misses.
does not hit.
Yes. So after taking a brutal strike, which does significantly wound you, you anticipate the next attack and just manage to sidestep and parry the strike at you. Okay, so Saga, you are now up.
Okay, so I'm
So
right
you-
behind.
So you are now, you've been pushed back to third in the queue because Sergei slid underneath you, and then Johann's jumped in front of Sergei. So you're now 15 feet away from the doorway where the Redbrand, the second Redbrand, is now stood engaged with Johann.
Can I fire my crossbow like over people's shoulders and still hit him? Well, obviously over Sergei's shoulder, that won't be an issue.
Yeah, I mean he'd get a little bit of a bonus because of from like mild cover.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's certainly possible.
Okay. But I don't get advantage because I'm not in
Yeah.
front.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you
Oh,
do
I
get
still get
advantage.
advantage. Fantastic.
Yeah, you get advantage because you're still next to Thorik. So long as Thorik's next to you, you
Yeah,
still get
okay.
the help. Yeah.
Crossbow. Ooh, yes, we like that. That is 21.
Oh, that's certainly going to hit.
And 10 damage.
Oh, nice. So you fire off this crossbow and manage to just penetrate his shoulder, and you see his arm, unfortunately not his sword arm, but his other arm just kind of go limp at his side, perhaps potentially cutting off a nerve or something. Just his whole arm just seems to go limp. Nice. Anything else you'd like to do? Would you like to change position or anything?
Am I still in line? So 2 are left. Correct.
Yeah, so 2 left. You can't really see the third one because he's tucked around the corner at this point from where you're positioned. But you've got the dead ruffian on the floor. Stood over him fighting Johann is the second ruffian, and between you and that ruffian is Sergei first, and then Johann, and then.
I'll stay where I'm.
Okay, cool. All right, which brings us to Sergei. So now you're behind Johann.
Yeah.
Who is engaged with a Redbrand in the doorway.
Okay. Is that the only Redbrand we can see?
From where you are, you can just about make out the side of this other Redbrand that's tucked around the corner.
Okay. I'm firstly going to use my last Bardic Inspiration on Johann, tap him on the back of the thigh, and just say, "You've got this one. I'll get the other." And then I'll start walking around the corner, dragging the rapier on the stone, just singing a very dark sea shanty about krakens trying to intimidate this ruffian.
So, hang on. So which corner? The corner into the room?
Oh yeah, can I walk through to this other ruffian? Or is it?
Well, no, because you've got the other ruffian blocking the doorway. You see.
Ah, okay.
So you'd have to get past him to get into the room.
Let's go for the old slide between your legs again.
All right. Give me an acrobatics check then, please.
It's got to be done. For the intimidation tactics, if anything. That'll be a 7.
A 7. Okay. So you try to slide through Johann's legs. You don't really give Johann a heads up that you're about to do this. And as he's trying to navigate his fight with this other ruffian, he kind of closes his legs just as you're trying to slide through. So you're now prone on the floor.
Like trapped between Johann's legs.
Yeah. All right.
Don't let me, Johann, just keep fighting. That's my Bardic Inspiration.
All right.
Sorry if I bleed on you.
So, Thorik, you're stood with Saga, just behind Saga at this point, who's just fired off a crossbow. You've just seen Sergei try his trick again and fail. You are 15. There's 15 feet between you and this Redbrand right now.
Can I see the
Redbrand? You can see the one in the doorway. You can't see the one around the corner.
Cool. I just say to Saga, sorry, excuse me, just one moment. And I'm like holding my warhammer and shield in one hand, and with the knuckle duster rings, I just like sight him across my fist, and I cast Sacred Flame, and it just punches out. So it is a DC 12 deck save, no cover. Target gains no benefit from cover.
Right, nice. Okay. DC 12, and he gets a 10 on that.
Oh, it's the first time this has worked.
Okay, so how much damage are we looking at?
2! A mighty 2. Boof!
Oh, and the first time it's worked? That's a shame. Alright. Well, 2 is better than nothing. Alright, so you start muttering your words of prayer, the rings on your fingers start to glow, and you just see him very briefly, erupt into flame before the flames quickly disappear again. His eyebrows and hair singed slightly from your radiant magic. And Johann, looking almost startled at the seemingly out of nowhere combustion of this ruffian. All right, nice. Anything else you'd like to do, Thorik?
I don't know if I'm allowed to. I'd just like to try and appeal to their love of life and just shout, "Throw down your weapons now, and we'll consider letting you walk out with most of your appendages still intact.
All right, give me a persuasion check.
Could it be intimidation? I mean, it doesn't really matter.
Or
They're all
intimidation, if you prefer, yeah.
They're all -1 for me.
Oh, right, okay.
His voice cracks a bit. He's like, "Bro, down you."
No.
Fucking hell, natural 20.
Oh,
4 and 19.
okay.
I'm very surprised.
I'm very surprised.
That
All right. So the one in the doorway, who is very much in the throes of combat with Johann, he's just like, not on your life, and you hear from the back of the room going, oh no, surrender's good, surrender's good. And so the guy in the room is like, he's out of this, but the guy in the doorway is still.
Good lad, you sit down.
All right. All right, Johann, you're up. So you've just seen this Redbrand in front of you erupt into flames, albeit briefly, and you've heard Thorik calling at them and hearing the voice of the guy in the room surrendering, but the guy fighting you, he's very pissed off and still engaged with you. So what would you like to do?
I attempt to stab him.
Okay. No messing about there. All right.
Well, if he's not going to back down, then he needs to be silenced.
Fair enough.
Got Bardic Inspiration.
Sweet! Remind me what that does.
Just gives you an extra d6 on ability, attack roll or saving throws.
Oh, thanks, man.
Just check.
Appreciate it. I roll to hit. It's a 21.
21 will do it.
16 plus 5. And 1d8 plus 3. 3 plus 3 which is 6. Plus another d6 because of Bardic Inspiration.
Don't think
Not
it
to
does
damage,
damage.
just to hit.
Just to hit, yeah.
Oh, well, fair enough then. That'll be a 6 then.
How are you finishing him?
Haha! That would be, you know, Zorro when he's like, shush, 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 with Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Uh-huh.
None of that. Just a throat. Actually, it's more like Lady Gaga in American Horror Story when she gets the nail out. She's like, and then it's oh.
Oh, nice. Just blood everywhere. All right. So he drops to the floor with blood spurting out of his throat. You've got a Redbrand surrendered in the other room. What would you all like to do?
Swing the old sword. Is there anything we need to know?
Yeah, the layout of this place, what they're doing here, everything.
There you go. Thorik can ask the questions.
Eyes turn towards the surrendered Redbrand.
You see him kind of. There's some bunks and some beds in the room, and you see him kind of just like quietly sit down, hands in the air.
Thorik, like a dad who's like telling off their child but trying to be nice about it, goes and like sits down next to him on the bunk and just gives him like a little slap on the thigh. He's like, you did a really good thing then. You're really brave. And I'm very proud of you for making the right decision. So, how many of you and your little friends are in this complex? And is there anything else? Is there any monsters, naughty things, traps? Tell me everything.
Well, there's the horrible eye monster thing. That's
Oh, yeah, we got that.
You what?
Killed it.
Yeah, it's dead.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. And then, well, there's let me think. Well, we've got a few allies from the goblins here as well.
Goblins?
Yeah, and a couple of the bigger, furrier ones as well. Yeah, and I think that's it. Although, just be careful if you You know, who are you?
That's none of your business.
Saga's going to walk up and go, you sure you're telling the truth? You're not forgetting anything, are you? To intimidate.
Yeah, go for it. Give me an intimidation roll.
Come on. 16.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, you see his eyes kind of widen, and he goes, "Oh, just be careful if you end up in the crypts. All right, just be careful if you end up in the crypts. That's all.
What's in the crypts?
Well, we've heard different stories. You know, people rising from the dead and all that sort of stuff. It's not a pretty place. Not a pretty sight. So I hear.
That's not what's supposed to happen.
No, very strange.
Right. Go on, Sergei.
These goblins.
Yeah.
When was the last you heard from them?
Well, me personally.
Everyone. When was the last contact?
Oh well, they've been here for a few days.
I'm going to quickly grab Saga or Johann or whoever's not fully involved and just go, I thought we killed all the goblins. Do you think there's more?
Well, you let one go, didn't you? Remember?
Oh.
Yes. This is why we tried to stop you doing that.
What? One little goblin can't cause all of this, though.
Yes, but he can make it a lot worse.
Splug had a heart of gold.
Saga just gives up.
Johann puts a knee and then leans right into Redbrand's face. What of the wizard?
The wizard?
Glasstaff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's here, I think. Yeah.
In this house?
Sorry?
In this facility?
Yeah, I mean...
It's a manor, isn't it? It's a manor, isn't it? In this house?
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to help here. I'm trying to help. And he kind of puts his hands up again.
Okay. Johann, I think Glasstaff might have made a runner. He's been dabbling with invisibility magic, has he?
I mean, to be perfectly honest, like I don't.
It's above your pay grade. That's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I can't really get my head around it. To be honest, I don't really understand how it works. But yeah, I mean,
right.
Sure.
No, that's fair. No, it's all right. I'm willing to accept the answer from you. That's fine. So, where would Glasstaff go if he had to go somewhere? Would he go back to the Black Spider?
Well, I mean, maybe, but I wouldn't know where he'd find him.
Do you have another facility? Do you have another place that you and your little friends go running off to?
I mean, other than here in the Sleeping Giant Tap House, no. This is it.
Where do the goblins go?
Well, they go from between here and their hideouts and stuff. But
where's that?
Well, I think they've got somewhere in the forests. I think I don't know.
Which forests? Which direction? Be specific.
The forests north of town.
Right. Somewhere you've been?
No. Oh God, no. No, I'd rather not have much to do with them, to be honest.
And you keeping any prisoners here? You've paused for a very long time. If you say no, I'm not going to believe you.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, we have.
Right. Who are they?
A woman and her kids, I think.
Where are they exactly?
Well, to get to them, you'd have to go through the crypts.
Of course.
Why are you keeping children prisoners?
It's well, because I was told to, basically. Yeah, just following orders.
Not very nice.
I'm gonna hold a knife up to his kneecap.
Okay. No, I mean, well, I mean they fetch a good price.
How do you get them into your holding cell, I assume, if it's through the crypts?
Well, I mean, we don't linger for very long, but I mean, not necessarily anything bad's happened, but nothing bad's happened to me. That's all I can say. But I've just heard some horrible stories, you know.
Hmm. Right.
But we just take them through, and the cells are on the other side of the crypts.
Anything else, friends?
Is there anyone guarding these cells?
Sorry.
Is there anyone guarding the cells?
Well, yeah. We've usually got a few of us just kind of stood guard, you know, stood just in case, you know, anybody tries to come and get them or whatever, because, you know, it wouldn't be good for business.
Okay, then you're going to come with us and tell them to lay down their weapons.
Oh, well, I mean,
Sorry, what was that? I start pressing the knife into his knee a little bit.
okay, give me an intimidation check.
Oh, please don't get a bad intimidation now. +4, 16.
16. I mean, I mean, it's just they're going to beat the shit out of me if I do that.
And what do you think we're going to do? Sorry, I took your line, Saga.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm going to start to say it, and Thorik just says it. I go,
So it comes out worse from Thorik, and he sort of looks at Saga like, sorry, that's the sort of thing you say. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
But let's rewind. See, I'm saying to the Redbrand, like, say what you said again. Say what you said again.
And wouldn't it be just so much worse if I woman did it?
Oh, all right. I can do that. Yeah. Okay.
Great. I like rifle through his pockets and like take out any daggers, knives, anything valuable.
Oh, all right. Let's see. Has he got anything valuable?
And I'm going to ask him: is there anything valuable here? We've got a wee bit of gold from Glasstaff, but is there anything else we should know about?
Well, and you're kind of patting him down, and you find a belt pouch that he's got, which seems to have a few things in there. And the rest of you kind of look around, and you can see that all three of these Redbrands seem to have these pouches of coins. And he as you're picking it up, Thorik off of his belt, he's like, "That's literally all I've got."
Fine, I'll hand it to Sergei.
Okay. Are you guys picking up the rest of the treasure?
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. So between you, essentially, between the three pouches, the one that Thorik took off of the one Redbrand's got 16 silver and 7 gold. The one of the other Redbrands has got a pouch containing 12 silver and 5 gold. And then the third, which is off of the Redbrand, which went down first, has got 15 of some very strange coins made of a material called electrum. 15 of those. And 2 red gemstones.
Mm.
Nice.
At this point, by the way, Thorik, the light that you have cast on your Warhammer just kind of flickers out. You've been in this hideout now for approximately an hour. Okay. There's still torches and stuff up, so you can still see.
I'm going to leave it to those for now.
Okay.
And then, oh, are they wearing? Is it easy to take off the red cloaks that they're wearing?
Yeah, in fact, there are actually a few hung up on the near the bunks as well.
Cool. I pop one on and throw a couple to the others.
Okay, nice.
Very long on Sergei, but trust her. Hold it up.
We find a halfling-sized one, like a little mother cat.
Surprise me.
Light size.
Just cut the edge, you know.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, anything you'd like to do?
Grab him by the scruff and
Just drag him along.
just tell him, like, you're going to lead us the safest way to your friends. We're going to wait around the corner. You're going to ask them to, well, do we want them to ask them to come out, or do we want them to, like, say who we are, tell them to throw down their weapons, see what route do you want to go?
Who, me?
No, not you, dear.
Oh.
We probably don't look that much like Redbrands. We're just like 4 strange people with stolen red cloaks. So the subterfuge might be all right for a little bit. It might be best if we just ask them to lay down their weapons, or
I'm more just
Yeah,
thinking
ask
that
them
if
to
we
lay
can-
down their weapons. We'll give them a chance. It'll probably be a fight.
if the wizard has escaped, then our priority is freeing the lady and her children.
For once, I agree with Johann.
And then let's be away.
Okay, so you take this Redbrand ruffian, grab him by the scruff of the neck, and drag him out of this small room with all of the beds, and start to make your way as best you can towards where you suspect the prisoners might be being held, which I think is a great place to end this episode. All right. So, thank you everyone once again, as always, for tuning in. And if you haven't already, please rate, review, like, subscribe, etc., etc. And we will catch you next week.